Go back to Anshul. Anshul, can I ask you the question I asked you a little earlier? Can you bring us context on what the Supreme Court had to say, why that was considered such a blow to the BJP and why that affects what we'll see today?
Well, yes. So there were a few bone of contention. In fact, BJP was saying that the nominated eldermen who have been nominated by the Lieutenant Governor, they should be allowed to vote, and not only for the mayor elections, but also for the elections of deputy mayor and also for the standing committee. Last time around, what we saw transpiring inside the house is that Satya Sharma, who is the pro tem speaker at this point in time to convene the house of the MCD, she went ahead and gave the decision that all the three elections will be conducted simultaneously, and she also said that the eldermen would be allowed to vote for all these three elections. Now, this became a very, very big bone of contention between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, because if you see the numbers that are required to form the next mayor of Delhi is 137, and at this point in time, the numbers that the Aam Aadmi Party claims to possess is 151, which is above the majority. On the other hand, the BJP has 113 number of votes, and the electoral college that it has. So yes, this was a big controversy that was happening, and for this, the Aam Aadmi Party moved to the Supreme Court, in which the Supreme Court had now come out and said that the eldermen shouldn't be allowed to vote for the mayor, and once the mayor is elected, then the mayor would preside on the chair, and then the mayor would go ahead and conduct the elections of deputy mayor, and the mayor would then conduct the elections of deputy mayor and the standing committee. So that is something that is going to happen today. So in all likelihood, since the Supreme Court has now said this, in all likelihood we are expecting that all these three elections would happen today itself. But yes, the kind of drama that we have seen unfolding in front of our eyes over the last three meetings, that drama is something that could not be ignored. And this time around, also we saw that even before the House could convene, we saw the manner in which the Aam Aadmi Party workers who were standing outside the gates of the MCD house, they started protesting as some of the senior BJP leaders were allowed to enter the MCD house without even having a legal pass. So yes, the controversy has already started. The hangama has already started out there. In the next few minutes, once the House convenes, it is going to be very, very interesting to see as to what is the strategy of the BJP this time around, because over the last two times we have seen that the BJP MLAs are the ones who actually raise objections, and the ruckus happens in the House, due to which the House is then the convenience of the House is then stopped. So yes, this time around it is going to be very, very interesting to see as to what is the strategy that the BJP is going to undertake this time around. But yes, if I could just tell you the situation inside the House, the Aam Aadmi Party councillors have already reached inside the House. They are sitting in the seats inside the House, whereas the BJP leaders have still not come inside. What we have been told is that a meeting of the BJP councillors and the electoral college of the BJP is currently happening, and in that meeting the strategy is being devised at this point in time. So yes, it is going to be very, very interesting to see what is the strategy that the BJP is going to put forth, and if at all it is going to be, if at all the mayoral elections are going to happen today. But yes, since the Supreme Court has now intervened and made the exact manner in which the election should be conducted, then it is very, very likely that Delhi is finally going to see the next mayor after 2.5 months since the elections had happened.
Okay, Anshul, keeping strategies aside, if you had to play soothsayer right now, which way do the numbers fall? Which party is likely to cinch these key positions today?
So yes, if you see, there is an electoral college that comes into that goes ahead and votes for the mayor. So if you see, the Aam Aadmi Party has 134 candidates, 134 people who have won in the MCD election, and along with that they have 7 MLAs with them, and a few MPs as well. So yes, the number is definitely. The number definitely.
Order where the court has ruled out the vote of eldermen, what is going to happen? Because just a few minutes back, Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas were raising slogans.
I think Delhi people have very clearly voted for Aam Aadmi Party in MCD. People are waiting that Delhi becomes clean under the government of Aam Aadmi Party in MCD. BJP was desperately trying to continue its illegal rule over MCD via LG, Mr. Vinay Saxena. However, they have faced a huge embarrassment in the Supreme Court, And I think they understand the language of Supreme Court, and today, as per the mandate of the people, we will get a mayor who is from Aam Aadmi Party.
Sir, two quick questions. First one is, of course, the development that we have seen in the morning where MHA has given its node to register a case against Manish Sisodia. What do you have to say and what is the official stand of Aam Aadmi Party in this particular case?
I think anybody who is scared and is losing power will deploy all these means of trying to harass their political opponents using agencies. And this is what BJP is doing. And I think as we grow, Prime Minister would be more afraid and scared of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's rise. And we'll see many more false allegations, many more false CBI cases against the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party. And this is a very predictable trend of the central government. And this is unfortunate.
Last question, sir. In Punjab, the allegation is that, they have stopped the fund under Ayushman Bharat. The allegation is that you were using the name Mohalla Clinic on Ayushman Bharat Wellness Centers, and that's the reason why Center has now stopped the particular fund.
Look, I think it makes it clear that the central government is more keen on using Prime Minister's photo and his name. Although the money which is in the coffers of central government belongs to different states. Why should Prime Minister do his own advertisement? It is the people's money. Let it be done by the state governments. Even in the past, the Prime Ministers have taken back seat when it comes to implementation of policies by the states. I think they should understand this.
All right. So Saurabh Bhardwaj clearly putting his thoughts forward on a number of issues, and as of now is talking about the mayor election and also the development that we have seen in the morning where MHA has given its note to register a case against Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi Manish Sisodia. With cameraman PK Das, this is Akash Sharma for CNN News 18.
Okay, let's go back to my colleague Anshul now. Anshul, Akash just brought us an interview with the Aam Aadmi Party's senior leader Saurabh Bhardwaj. Very confident Mr. Bhardwaj seems of the Aam Aadmi Party's chances. Walk us through the numbers, Anshul. You were doing that earlier before we cut you off.
So yes, there are 134 elected candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party, and the magic figure is that the electoral college that is required to select the next mayor is of 137. So 134 ward members, along with that, the vote of 13 MLAs would also be counted, which takes the number to 147, and along with that, 4 MPs are also going to vote. So the entire electoral college that the Aam Aadmi Party claims to possess at this point in time is of 151. On the other hand, the BJP had the number of 103 when it came to the MCD election, and the electoral college that they possess at this point in time is of 113, which means that BJP is still 24 short of the magic number that is required to make the next mayor. But the BJP, the controversy that was happening is that BJP wanted the eldermen to vote. So there were 6 nominated eldermen, which would have taken the BJP's number to 120, and post which, if there are any cross voting that happens, then the chances of BJP to make the next mayor would have happened. Because remember, in this MCD elections, the law of cross voting does not apply, which means that the candidates, the ward members are liable to vote for any person they deem perfect for the mayoral post, and hence the cross voting law does not apply, which actually means that the BJP had an outside chance or was expecting to have an outside chance so that the next web could be built from the BJP. But yes, at this point in time, since the Supreme Court has come down heavily and has chalked out the exact procedure of these elections, it is very, very unlikely that the BJP is going to get the next mayor of National Capital. In fact, what is going to be very, very interesting to see that once the election of mayor happens and then the mayor, Shelley Oberoi, who is the candidate from the Aam Aadmi Party, once Shelley Oberoi sits on the chair of the speaker and the elections of deputy mayor are conducted, post which we are expecting some controversy to happen in the elections that are going to happen for the standing committee, because the BJP is still adamant that the eldermen should be allowed to vote when it comes to the election of standing committee. But yes, it is going to be very, very interesting to see if the Aam Aadmi Party is going to go ahead and conduct those elections of of the standing committee today itself, because remember, the term of this mayor is going to end itself on the 1st of April itself, which means that on the 1st of April, another elections would be conducted and a new mayor would be selected. So yes, the mayor, Shelly Oberoi, who is going to garner all the headlines today as she becomes the first mayor after the unification of MCDs in the national capital. Her term is going to last for just 1 month, and post which another mayor would be elected. So will the Aam Aadmi Party build the standing committee today itself, or will the standing committee be built after the elections that happened on the 1st of April? So yes, these are some of the questions that we are hoping to get their answers to today. But yes, at this point in time, the numbers, if we talk about the numbers, are definitely stacked up in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party, since they have gotten that victory in the MCD elections, and also the electoral college that they possess definitely tilts the balance in the favor of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, just stay with us, Anshul. We have some breaking news coming in. We're going to move to that right now. This is breaking on this same story. Ruckus that is taking place at the civic centres. Aam Aadmi volunteers are protesting. They're alleging that the police have allowed BJP MLA Vijender Gupta to enter the house without any pass. They're asking the police that if Vijender Gupta is allowed to enter, then why are Aam Aadmi Party volunteers not being allowed to go? This is something that both my colleagues Akash and Anshul had highlighted to us earlier. Let's go over to Akash to understand more. Akash, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Akash, we're just telling our audiences. All right, Akash, just stay with us. I'm so sorry. I need to go over to Anshul for this story. Anshul, this story that we're sharing with our audiences, some drama about the entry into the house with BJP MLA Vijender Gupta being allowed without any pass, but Aam Aadmi Party leaders being checked at every point. Tell us more about the ensuing controversy, please.
So yes, this is an allegation that has been put forth by the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers. What has happened till now is that Vijender Gupta, who is a BJP MLA, did not enter the house but entered the NDMC building, and there is the office of BJP in the NDMC building, and hence, since he is a senior leader, he has been allowed to go there. Whereas the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers are now claiming that the BJP workers and leaders are being allowed to enter the house without the pass, and hence they should also be allowed to enter. But if you see, Vijender Gupta has still not entered the house in which the proceedings are going to happen, and hence this entire controversy seems to be dying down very soon. But yes, the Aam Aadmi Party is just trying to make sure that today the election should go ahead and happen, and they are just making sure that any untoward situation that is arising inside and outside the house, they are keeping an eye on that, and that is the reason why the volunteers of the Aam Aadmi Party started protesting. They started arguing with the police officials, senior police officials who were present on the ground. At that point, they started arguing with them and said that how can you allow Vijay Gupta to enter the building without a pass when the other workers of the Aam Aadmi Party are still standing outside. But yes, as you know that since he is an MLA, and since he is already an MLA, he is definitely allowed to enter the NDMC building and go towards the BJP office. Now it remains to be seen if Vijay Gupta would be allowed to enter the house, which is very, very unlikely since he does not have the requisite papers. And once, if you need to enter the MCD house where the elections are going to be held, the requisite permissions are required. And if those requisite permissions are not in Vijay Gupta, then he might not be allowed to enter the house where the elections are going to held. But yes, Vijay Gupta could not be stopped from entering the NDMC building and going to the BJP office. A room has been allotted for the BJP to build their office over there, and hence Vijay Gupta is still at that office is what we have been told. And not only Vijay Gupta but also the other senior leaders of the BJP along with the elected candidates of the BJP are still in that room. They are figuring out talking out the strategy for today, and in the next few minutes we are just expecting this house to convene, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see as to what stand does the BJP take and will the mayor elections happen today.
Okay, just tell us, Anshul, if the Aam Aadmi Party is able to get into position all of the leaders that it wants, for example, in the position of mayor, what are the MCD's priorities immediately? I ask you this because I know as we speak, employees of the MCD have gone unpaid in Jan. There is some fear that they won't receive wages this month either. Bring us context.
Well, definitely there is a lot of work pending for the MCD. Now, remember the MCD budget that was also pushed for that. That budget was also built by the officers and not by the not by the elected representatives. So yes, initially presenting the first budget of the MCD is going to be the priority, along with along with the budget, there are also several pending issues, as you mentioned. The issue of salary of the college teachers, in fact, many other MCD staff as well is also pending, because over the past 7 to 8 months, we have now seen that the MCD has not been functioning led by elected candidates. Because remember, last time around in June was the time when the term of the House was supposed to end, and after that there was a stay put on conducting the elections because the government was planning to reunify it. So 6 months before the unification happened and the elections happened, and since the elections had happened, we still haven't got the mayor. It has almost been 10 months since Delhi has any mayor. So yes, there are several issues that are pending in front of them. But yes, the main priority today is going to be to get the mayor and the deputy mayor of the Aam Aadmi Party in chair, because once that happens, we could expect some more action that could be taken by the MCD. But yes, at this point in time, since there is no mayor, there is no deputy mayor in the national capital, there are many nitty-gritties and legalities that are coming to the fore before the MCD could take any sort of decision. So once that happens, but yes, also remember this mayor is going to be on the seat just for a time period of 1 month. So it is very harsh to expect any sort of groundbreaking decisions being taken by this MCD mayor. But yes, once the elections happen on the 1st of April and a new mayor is elected, then we can expect a broader view of the MCD into all these issues. The Aam Aadmi Party has constantly been saying that the main priority is to clean Delhi, to clean the mountains of garbage that has been stacked up on the borders of the national capital. So these are some of the few issues on which the MCD is going to work upon. But yes, the main priority today is going to be just to make sure that the Aam Aadmi Party's candidate for mayor and deputy mayor are elected and are posted on the seat.
Okay, Anshul, just stay with us. Let's go over to our colleague Akash. Akash, tell us more now about the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP's mayoral candidates. Shelley Singh, for example, who is the Aam Aadmi Party's nomination. Tell us more about her. Also, if you could tell us why they will only be in power for 1 month, why there will be elections again on April 1st. What's the context there?
Right. So, for MCD, Municipal Corporation of Delhi functions as per DMC Act, which is Delhi Municipal Corporation Act. And in DMC Act, it has been clearly mentioned that starting off an year means starting it from April month. And that's the reason why the tenure will be till 31st March. And after that, we have to, go for the process again. Now, the mayoral candidate. So it is very much written in the same act that the first mayor of the tenure would be a woman candidate, and that's the reason why the particular lady who is a councillor from Patel Nagar area has been roped in as a candidate, and in fact is an unofficial mayor as of now, because numbers are in favor of Aam Aadmi Party. Yes, we have seen a whole lot of drama, Toya, in the last 4 meetings in fact, and this is the 4th one. And it is very important to mention that this is the resumption of the first meeting that was conducted back in January, 6th January if I'm not wrong. So, we are talking about the DMC Act, and in the same act it has been mentioned that when this first meeting will happen, in that first meeting you have to choose one candidate, one councillor as your mayor, and that mayor will be sitting on the chairman chair then and will oversee the whole house proceeding. And that's the reason why this election is very important. Starting from the first meeting, we have seen a whole lot of drama. In fact, Anshul was pointing out about the drama on the elderman issue, the vote of eldermen, then on the kind of ruckus that we witnessed, that how, both the parties, in fact, leaders from both the parties, councillors from both the parties were involved in the war of words. And after that, now, when the matter went to Supreme Court, Supreme Court decided. Supreme Court, in fact, said a couple of things, but two important things. The first one is, of course, that eldermen cannot vote. And the second one is the sequence. The sequence would be that the current presiding officer would only oversee the mayor election. After the mayor election, mayor would be sitting on the chair after the election, mayor would be sitting on the chair, and then she or he would be conducting the deputy mayor election. And after deputy mayor election, then we'll be seeing the standing committee members election. These standing committee members, so, the logic, the formula is that this time standing committee would have 12 members because we have 12 zones. And in this particular meeting, we'll be choosing at least 6 of the members. And these members would be chosen on the basis of voting only. And mayor would be overseeing the particular process. Now it would be interesting to see because as I mentioned earlier, political commentators are saying that BJP won't let this go in such a swift way because they'll be trying till their last ball.
Akash,
and as of now,
just stay with us for a second. RP Singh from the BJP is with us. He's a senior BJP leader right here in Delhi. Let's go over to him. RP Singh, sir, thank you so much for joining us here on CNN News 18. Sir, the numbers are not in your party's favour, but some experts say the BJP is still hoping to shock the Aam Aadmi Party today. What's the plan?
Well, we have no plan. The plan is the Kejriwal because there are members who are rebelling with the Aam Aadmi Party. There are people who have paid huge sum of money to their respective MLAs to get tickets from the Aam Aadmi Party. Now they are looking for a payback. They say that we'll either help get us the post of the mayor or deputy mayor or the standing committee, or we'll vote against you. So probably they want to send a message to Arvind Kejriwal. So Mr. Arvind Kejriwal need to put his house in order than talking about us. But yes, we are for elections to happen. We are there for elections to conduct peacefully. They have the majority in the house. We accept that. And we've been saying that day one that they have majority and let them hold the elections. But every time they create the ruckus, and we are hopeful that this time they won't create the ruckus. I've been told they're not allowing certain people to go into the MCD office also.
Okay. Mr. Singh, thank you for joining us. The Aam Aadmi Party obviously has been alleging that it's the BJP that's in fact creating that ruckus. It's time right now for a short break. On the other side, in just a few minutes, more of the country's top stories.